Hey friends, in this video we'll cover how to write the IAM policy for the real-time use cases in AWS. Welcome to the channel, myself Vasan. I have 8 years of experience in IT and myself 5x AWS certified. Policies are nothing but the permission statement that help us to provide permissions to specific resources. Here the resources can be an IAM users, groups, roles, or even services like EC2, Lambda, and so on. These policies are written in JSON. By default, for any of the AWS services, the permission set is deny, and we would be explicitly allowing it in the form of permission set. The goal of providing permission sets is to go as granular we can, so that we always take the approach of minimal access policy. For example, if user Vasan needs a read permission for an S3 bucket A, then you would be exactly providing the read permission for bucket A, and you won't be providing not even additional permissions like maybe like writing to a bucket or read access to the bucket B by chance. Let's talk about the components of the IAM policy. The version represents based on what syntax the policy is being written, so that in future, if the AWS is deciding to change the parameter value within the policy statement, it remains unaffected because we explicitly mentioned the version of what the policy is written on. The statement block, it's where exactly our permission sets goes on. We can have multiple blocks for each and every conditions. Let's say a specific block for S3, a specific block for EC2, and you can also have one block for deny and one block for allow. SID, it's used to identify your statement. It's an optional to go within the statement block. You can also use it either to denote the purpose of the statement is written, say it's for like read access for bucket A, read access for bucket B. Likewise, you can use it to identify what exactly the statement is meant for. It's completely optional. Actions parameter, it's mostly written as an array to represent the list of actions we are allowing as part of the statement. So the actions here are the API calls which we generally make. It, for example, a get call to an S3 bucket or a list call to an S3 bucket. So that exactly what API calls we are going to trigger or we are going to allow based on this specific policy statement goes in here as part of an array statement. In effect parameter, you can either pass as an allow or deny so that the explicit action applies. If somewhere you are mentioning an explicit deny, then an allow, then the most least privilege takes in, which means the deny take the higher priority over the allow statement. For example, if you are saying S3 all action, allow for a bucket A, but then you are implicitly saying list deny for the specific bucket A, then you can't perform the list action since you are explicitly mentioning it as a deny over there. The resource parameter, exactly the ARN of the resource where these API calls to be allowed will goes in. For example, for an user A, you want to provide a read access for bucket A, then the ARN of the bucket A goes here so that when we map this specific policy to the user A, he can perform the action of read access to it. You can fetch the ARN of any resources in the UI page of the AWS console. You can also use AWS APIs to fetch the ARN of a specific resource itself. The IAM policies also supports the condition statement. For example, you can say allow read access for all the S3 buckets, but with a condition which contains a tag value of application name equal to XYZ. I could literally hear you saying, hey Vasan, how can I write all these things in minutes? That's where AWS comes with a tooling called the AWS IAM policy generator, where with simple drag and drop, we can generate policies just like a pro. In the UI, select IAM policy as the option. Now choose the service for which you want to allow or deny the API calls. Now, if you want to allow all the calls, then you can use all actions. Or if you want to specify the call, say if you want to provide a read access, then in generic, all get and list would come under the read actions, put, delete, update, all those things would come under the edit access. So based on the actions you want to allow, you just check the click box, and if you have any specific conditions to it, also do that and just add to the policy. Repeat this process until all the permissions you would get added as part of the policy gets done, and all you would need to do is generate policy. That's it. Your policy will be generated as a JSON document. Now you can just take this policy and map it to the users or IAM roles or groups wherever you are intended to use this. If you have watched this video till end, you might also be interested in testing out the policy which you have written before directly mapping to the end user, which I will be covering it in the next video here. See you there in the next video.